What's up, guys? We're back. Another episode. It's part two. Dose. Duh. That's all I know for two. Of the players that each Premier League team needs to sign in order to improve their season, save their season, be in the title challenge, anything. In January, that is. We left off with Ipswich last time. We're going to start with Leicester. Again, this is going to be in alphabetical order, just so then it's not all the top 10 versus the bottom 10. There's not going to be many people that want to watch Ipswich, Wolves, Crystal Palace. So, mix it up. And Leicester City. Start us out.
You want me to start it?
Yes, sir. Who you got?
So we did say in the last video we aren't going to go players that are newly transferred, but I think this one is a high possibility that he leaves just because he was so underwhelming. Had a great season at Hoffenheim season before. Signed
Okay.
for Dortmund. Hey, Vardy's getting old. He's a striker. Maximilian Bayer. And I think he's been very underwhelming. They play him a lot on the wing, and I think maybe if he goes back to striker with that speed, Fatawu comes back next year. Mavididi on the left, him up top. Lots of speed there. I would like to see him get that done. Hopefully he gets back to his best.
I went the opposite. I said Vardy can still, I know he's old, but he can still do it at least for this season. He just needs to drink a couple Red Bulls and he'll be okay. He'll bang some goals. It's just football heritage. But I think they need help in the defense. They're so bad defensively. I don't know if it's Faze, even though I like him, just because he looks like David Luiz. He is awful.
Good.
But I like him just because he looks like David Luiz. But they need someone. And I thought the homecoming.
Harry Maguire. That'd be a good one, but I just love him too much for some reason.
A lot of people hate him at United. They gave him a lot of stick over the last couple seasons. Sometimes rightfully so, sometimes not rightfully so. It's just United's just a bad team in general. You all know how much I diss on United of how bad of a team they are. But for England, he was decent.
Solid,
He's always decent. And he's just a big threat. He's a big boy. He's a slab head and everything. Right? He's big. And going back to Leicester City, it's a lower level. I understand that, but he's going to be the guy. And he's going to be playing a different style of football where it's not playing out the back all the time. It's just
hoof it
up, clear the ball. Don't worry about anything else. And who better than Harry Maguire? Plus, he's been at Leicester. Everyone wants to see a homecoming. Him going back. Imagine him just going back, hoofing it up for Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy scoring a volley against Leicester City or against Liverpool this weekend. It's not gonna happen. Obviously, that's also before the game. So it'd be awesome. I feel like that's what they need. They need someone defensively because they're this close to being in the relegation zone again. And I don't want to see them go down. I like Leicester City. Liverpool's next. I'll start it out because I know your team. But I wonder if we have the same player. Because we talked about it.
Probably. I thought it was pretty obvious.
Anthony Robinson from Fulham.
Anthony Robinson.
The other Robinson. Andy Robinson is just, I don't know, he's fallen off, unfortunately. It's different tactics also. That you're asking him different things from him. And I think you guys just need to improve that left back position. Anthony Robinson, he's young too, right?
He's 25 maybe? 26?
Let's see. American too. Oh, he's 27. Jeez, I think he was younger, but either way, he's amazing. He's got speed for days.
Yeah.
And it's not just a fast player like any Ecuadorians watching Preciado. He's fast, but he's so bad. He's clumsy. He's like running around with a headless chicken. And that's not who Robinson is. He's got the speed, but he's also got the football IQ to know I need to slow down. I need to pass it, need to center it. He's got 6 assists for this Fulham team that are playing really well. And that's his offensive actions. Defensively, he's got 92% compared to other fullbacks. For defensive actions. Solid. Up and down, everywhere.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought it was really obvious. Obviously, I don't think Robertson's awful, but I do think we are seeing him fall off. We don't see him go up and down as much. I feel like we were just constantly running tick off. And that's what I see in Robinson. I see him. Especially against Liverpool, he just goes and he would be back and he was there last minute. He would just still counter. And it's like, oh my, please stop running. And I feel like that's what teams thought with Robertson back then. He would press the right back, go with the keeper. He just kept on going, run back to his position. I feel like we just don't see that as more.
Yeah, he'd be doing that at like minute 95.
And I feel like that's something Robinson could bring. Although I don't think Robinson's as good at passing and all that as Robertson was, but I think he can improve on that. Learn a bit more, pick out a target. Yeah. I think he just hits it, he kind of whips it in and it works. But I think he would be the perfect fit. And we tend to sign players that do well against us. He dominated. Yep. We just signed Minamino off of that because of Salzburg. Just Jota. There's just been players that performed against us.
Yes.
And in the Champions League, score some goals. So it's like we tend to go after players that
play really well.
You can do it against us, then we have faith that you can do it for us.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, also, he's going to be playing with a lot better players. No disrespect to Fulham players, but he's going to be playing with other players that are better than him. Has
a lot less defensive responsibilities.
Exactly. You got Van Dijk back there. Come on, you ain't got to do much. So I think that's obvious. But could it happen? because it's their captain. It's Fulham's captain. They're not going to let go of him easily. He's valued at 30, 40 million probably. I think that's wrong. He's probably going to go, if they wanted him,
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get him out.
60 to 80, somewhere in between that range.
Probably not 80. I think probably 50 to 60, I think Fulham would take that money because obviously they don't tell players that caliber. So I think they would take that, but yeah, still a price.
Yeah. Did he? What? At the beginning of the season, you would say they don't need anyone.
You would, and now you think they need anyone.
Yeah. All right, start us out. Who you got?
Well, I was in different places. It wasn't really hard for me to pick a player, just kind of pick a position. I think at first I kind of Mendy.
Yeah.
I was like, he could come in and take over, but when Raji comes back, I guess you could play them together. But what if you don't? If you want to keep on playing that and play somebody more attacking.
Yep.
So I went big time. I went big move. Somebody creative. We know Haaland needs that creativity behind him.
Mbappe to City?
Definitely. And we're like, I think we need somebody that can feed him that, again, next to Foden, a very similar kind of player to Foden.
Okay.
Verts.
Oh,
Florian Verts. I think Gundogan is bad. Like, I've not seen him this bad. It looks like he just can't run anymore. And I'm glad because he was hating on Barcelona to talk about, this team, they don't want to lose, they don't want to win. Now he's being offered for City and they're losing all the time, so I love it. I think Verts. We've seen City splash the money. So I think, yeah.
What, 150? 200? He just signed a new deal, didn't he?
I think so.
I think he just signed a new deal.
Was about to sign a new deal, so I was thinking Musiala, but there's no way Musiala.
Yeah, no. Wirtz definitely.
I think Wirtz is a bit more of a possibility.
I think he just signed a new deal I'm leaving in the summer, but they just signed a new deal to give him more money to repay them. But that's a good shout. And like that, City can splash the cash, especially for Guardiola, and especially when they're desperate. But you're right. They definitely need someone that's going to feed Haaland because Haaland, amazing finisher. No one's saying anything otherwise. He's amazing.
Brilliant when it gets to him.
When it gets to him is the key part. It doesn't get to him. He doesn't. I'm
not going to make his play.
The last couple games, he said it himself. He needs to improve. He needs to be better because
he's taking out the game.
Yeah, a log. He's just a log there sitting around doing nothing. Lukaku, when he went through that slump at Chelsea, he's like, I don't want to play. It kind of looks like Haaland like that. Haaland wants to play, but he can't do anything. I had Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle.
That's a good one, yeah.
They need defensive solidity. He's not all in all a CDM, a center defensive mid like Rodri is. I get that, but he's still a good 6 that can go box to box, create and score goals. And so, 1, you get that defensive stability from him, but 2, you also get that creativity for Haaland. And I mean, on both sides of the pitch, the City are just atrocious now. But yeah, kind of have the same idea. They need someone creative, but also I want a little bit more midfield. You want a little bit more attack-minded. Yeah. Man United, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Stupian. I don't want him to go there.
I like it.
Don't get me wrong. I do not want Stupian to go to Manchester United. It would ruin his career, first of all, from an Ecuadorian standpoint. But if I look at it from a United standpoint, he would be an amazing player to have for them to start playing an Amarin ball. He likes playing 3 at the back. Him having as a wing back, amazing. I mean, going forward, we've seen him before at Brighton, but defensively, he's not the best. But with the 3 at the back, who cares? I mean, the speed also going up and down the field, he would be amazing for them. Again, I don't want him to go to United, but if I'm United, this is the player I would get. Where you go?
So I went, at first I was thinking, all right, Bastoni, one of the best center backs in the world, up there with Van Dijk and Saliba. But I was like, first off, I'm like, he's never leaving. He loves Inter Milan, just signed a new deal, not leaving. Yeah. And I'm tired of seeing United spend this big money move trying to find the next guy. I think you got to start building the team kind of slowly, a bit cheaper. I don't like their center backs. I think they're very overrated. I think Lissandro's the most overrated center back in the league.
Agreed.
I think he gets benefited a lot when he makes good plays that a normal center back does just because he's small.
Because he's small.
He wins a header. I'm like, I don't care that you're small. I want my center back to win a header. Like, I'm not going to praise you for that extra just because you're shorter. So I went with Bastoni's teammate instead, Bissek.
Okay.
That big body presence, 6'5", he's a bit cheaper. West Ham and Tottenham are interested in him, I think, like 35, 40 million. So he's a reasonable target.
That's a smart target.
I think he's a very good player. Inter Milan, we've seen what they can do.
Yeah.
Like, their team, they play a 3-back, which is what Amorim does. So I think Bissek is comfortable playing in that 3-back.
Do you think they could sign 2 players? Do you think they could sign Estupiñán and him?
I think they could sign a whole bunch.
Because, I mean, they got the money, too. They just have to take over.
Sign players, just sign. Like, how many guys did Ten Hag bring?
Yeah, that's Antony for 100 mil. You could get Estupiñán for, what, 40, 50 maybe?
You could get Estupiñán and Bissek and another one.
Yeah, for 400. 100 plus maybe a little bit. But, hey, that's not a bad shout. I mean, you need to fix their defense. Their defense is atrocious. If they bring in Estupiñán and Bissek, hey, we could be seeing a different United. Could be. I have no faith in United. But anyways,
All right,
what's
so
next?
Newcastle.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I really like Newcastle's team.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going wrong. I don't know if it's time for Eddie Howe to go. I love Eddie Howe. But I feel like he always does this. He has moments and then he falls off. Same with Bournemouth. He had
Bournemouth.
moments. He
Yep.
looked like, oh my God, what a coach.
Yep.
Fell Newcastle, oh my God, amazing. Takes the Champions League. How
Falling off.
And I really like this team. I look at him and I'm like, your front three. Amazing. Harvey Barnes off the bench too.
Yep.
Great. I like the midfield. Tonali, Guimaraes. I'm like, Joe Ellington when he's healthy.
Yep.
Great. I love it. You found your fullbacks of the future. Lewis Hall, Livramento, Young.
Hashtag Chelsea.
They'll be there for a while.
Yep.
I guess center back to maybe get some help if Botman doesn't come back to what he used to be. I think he changed that team a lot. But I think it's time for a new goalkeeper. Pope's getting old. Their backup
Pope is getting old.
Dubravka's old.
Yep.
Pope's injured right now. Maybe he doesn't come back again to the same. So I went with somebody proven, somebody kind of from Porto, Diogo Costa. Starts for Portugal.
Big player.
He's played in big games. He's played in Euros. He plays in qualifiers. He starts every game. I mean,
Yep.
I think that'd be a good move. Just set and forget.
That's a good
So
shout.
I'd go Diogo Costa.
But can Newcastle? I mean, Newcastle could do it. They got the money.
Yeah, I mean, keeper too. It's not like they're going.
Yeah.
Demand
Still the number one most expensive goalkeeper. He was what, 60? 67, 70, I think.
Whole bunch.
So, I mean, they probably splash 40, 45 on him. That's a good shout. This is where I reused a player. I've reused 2 players in my list, unfortunately. But I went with Cunha also. I know that they have an amazing front three, and the midfield is amazing too. But I feel like if they add him, it adds that extra firepower that they can bring in off the bench, or if he starts bringing someone else off the bench, kind of on all fronts right now. Are they playing Europe in the Europa League?
Yeah, I feel like I think they got left out by United because United.
That's right. So they're not playing Europe, but I still feel like they need some type of backup. They need help, and I feel like Cunha would be a perfect. It's a step up from Wolves every day, and yeah, I bring that goal and assist that they need also. Because I like Newcastle. They're a good team. I like Eddie Howe. He's a good manager. Something's just not right, and I feel like you got to try something. Cunha would be good.
I can see the Cunha makes sense because it's kind of the same thing Liverpool does. I feel like you have attackers. It's like we sign attackers. And it's like we sign attackers, and they keep on working. It's like signing Gakpo's like Gakpo's working. We signed Diaz, like Diaz working. Jota working. Nunez. Getting there, but still like
he's still working.
So it's like we're just constantly signing attackers, and we still find a way to fit them. So maybe
y'all need someone for Salah. Once he leaves, who's you gonna put?
could play.
Yeah, maybe someone that we could have thought about. But Nottingham Forest up next. I put Loftus-Cheek.
Okay.
They have Chelsea connections there with Olaina and Kalamatanadoy. Shout out Joe. And I feel like they might need someone else in midfield, some type of creativity from the midfield to feed Wood. And I know they've got Gibbs White, which I've talked about him before. I like him. I like Anderson too, but they need someone else, someone different. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek has worked in the back three before with Conte, and Lampard tried it out at times when he was there. And he's amazing as wingback. So there's a backup there for Olaina, but then also in midfield he's when he's in game, in form, and he's not injured, which is a big if. He's so good. He's amazing. The way he can dribble through players like he's Hazard. I'm not saying like that's almost, but he can dribble the ball like a short player. And I don't understand how he does that, but he uses his body well too. I feel like it'd be a good addition for them. Especially he plays as a winger too. He's played as a winger in the front three of a 3-4-3. So he can be all over the pitch. He could be a good utility player to either bring off the bench or have start over other players to give them a little bit of a breather, a break.
So here I went with a player that you had earlier. They were interested and they were really close to sign him. I thought he was going to go there. Okay. $5 million, Santi Jimenez. And I think I'd like to see him. I feel like, yes, the Arsenal, I would love to see that, but I feel like that's too risky of a move if you want to win a league. Yeah, it's too Arsenal. Maybe he doesn't work. Maybe he's not for him ready. Who knows? And I think it'd be good for him to go to Forest, kind of maybe little behind Wood, and Wood's getting old. Who knows how much longer he does this for. True. Get some chances, kind of like was expected to take over, but he won a season and then it's just like he doesn't even play. He
just wanted to score against Chelsea in that sense.
Yeah, and then so I think it'd be great for Santi Jimenez. They were close to pulling the trigger. I think you pull it. I think you got him probably sit there, rotate with Wood a bit. Wood's getting up in age. It's eventually going to be time to go.
Yeah.
And Santanis can take over and just be that same big body force and a bit more athletic, a bit more. Chris Wood really isn't much stuff. Just being in the box and scoring. And I think Santi has a little more drive.
Yep.
that he still has the body, he has the speed to match. Let's go counter with the Longa and Hudson. Let's go. Let's sprint attack.
Yeah, that's a good shout. And plus, he's young. And if he wants a bigger move in the future, not saying Forest aren't a big team because they are. I mean, they're the Champions League 2 times, European Cup. And if he wants a bigger move, he still has that availability. He can go up in the Prem to, let's say, Arsenal in 3 or 4 years or something like that, or go back to he can go in Europe and in Spain, or he's Spurs. Oh no, Southampton. I told you already. I struggled with. Is it your turn? Oh, it is your turn.
Yeah, but you don't even.
I said need an overhaul. Just let them get relegated. I told you when they came back. I'm tired of seeing Southampton come up because they're trash now. I used to like them, but ever since they started selling all their players to Liverpool, they started going downhill slowly and slowly and slowly. And they got relegated, came back, got relegated again. They're back. I don't want to see them come back. Relegate them.
Not yet.
Stay in the championship. Redo your whole team. I don't know what you need to do, but do something. You need a massive overhaul. Get new players everywhere. I mean, aside from I like Wood that they have in defense. I told you before, he's a good center back. I like him, but everyone else, get rid of them. They're not Premier League level. No matter what manager you get, it's just not going to work out. You guys are going to get relegated. Get every couple years, rebuild your squad, then come back up.
All right, so for me, I didn't put mine in specific, but I did kind of. I wish more teams would do it. I love when teams do it. I think go take what the bigger teams don't use. Go get those players. I love when whenever I see James, whenever Everton James, it's like, wow, yeah, like why would you not go after him? Whenever
that's true.
He's got Isco, and he became one of the best midfielders again. It's like we watched apparently. Oh yeah, watch Madrid, like best team in the world. Like I love teams do this, and I think obviously not standing to those players, but I think I would love to see him go after like a recent, maybe after he finishes his loan, Ray Nelson kind of great player. Like Sessegnon also put Tottenham. He went back to Fulham. Hasn't really got an opportunity. Maybe it's a guy that he can rise. Just players like that. Just kind of players that aren't really respected by their team. They're not going to get a chance. We saw Forrest do that. Elanga thrown away. Hudson-Odoi thrown away. And now here they are above United and then competing with Chelsea.
Above City.
People that they weren't expected to compete with.
Exactly. That's a good shout.
So I love seeing teams do that.
But it's hard to Southampton to pick a player, but just more specific.
Please sell Kyle Walker-Peters and Dibbling. True. I want them in the Prem. I think I'm tired of seeing Kyle Walker-Peters go down with y'all. Yeah. I think he's a great player.
I'm surprised he stayed with them every single year because he's an amazing player.
I always like him. I don't know if they like him, but I like him. He impresses me.
And that's funny you say Kyle Walker-Peters because for Spurs, I had 2 players. One that I would reuse because there's been rumors for a couple years now that he would go there. But Kyle Walker-Peters, take him back. Bring him back. Y'all had Kyle Walker, then you had Kyle Walker-Peters. Just bring him back. He's amazing. And you guys need help in defense. That whole defense is just messed up, honestly. But my real player that I had was Mbappe. Again, I reused a player, I know. But it's just because there's been a lot of rumors of Spurs going for Mbappe. And Van de Ven gets injured 24/7. He's amazing when he's fit, but when is he really fit? Romero, I hate to say, he's a decent defender. He's a master of the dark arts, but you need someone else. And Mbappe can play that role. He's young. He's a left center back. He can play left back if you need him to, or left wing back. He can play it all on the left side. I say, why not go for him? You guys have been trying to go for him for a couple years now, at least what the rumors say. Why not? I know they got Udogie plays left back for them. I know he's not going to replace Udogie at left back. Udogie, I like him.
Maybe as a backup, Jet Spence can play one.
Exactly. And then you have Romero and Mbappe in the back.
That is one weakness. I feel like once one goes down, it's like you have nobody. Like, one went down, and then it's like Ben Davies is down, and now it's just Archie Gray. What if Archie Gray goes down? Who do they have? I don't think they have anybody.
Bring a kid.
So I think maybe build that. Maybe Just Spence, maybe Mbappe can even sit a little. I don't think they would, but he would be playing a lot with the way Madison goes down. So for me, I've been saying it for years. I think Tottenham get that big player. I'm tired of it.
You have been saying it.
They got Solanke. They spent the big money, and I'm love it. I'm glad they did it.
Solanke's a good player.
He's been a bit underrated for them. I think he started off a bit slow, but I think he's been looking better and better by the week.
Yep.
But I'm tired of seeing them go after Timo Werner. Why do you want Timo Werner? Just stop going after players of that caliber. Let's go big. And a big one, I think, he's kind of
Mbappe to Spurs.
That'd be something to see. But I think this player we know how great he is, Barcelona player, but he hasn't been playing. Flick just doesn't rock with him. I don't know what it is. He's been sitting a lot. He doesn't really play. Go get Frankie de Jong. Amazing player. He's young. Amazing. He's got years. He's not playing right now. Just go make that offer. We know what he can do. He's done it for years. He's an amazing player. He will revolutionize your midfield.
Barcelona just need to pay him because they don't want to pay his wages for some reason.
Go get Frankie de Jong.
I think that's a good shout. And you need someone in midfield. Another player I was thinking of is, I don't know how to pronounce him, Georgia Napoli. Son is getting older. He's your best player, but he's getting older. He's going to leave at some point. You need a left winger.
You don't even care who it is. I just want to see that high profile signing.
They need someone big.
Like, I couldn't even imagine if I woke up one day and I just saw Spurs sign Verts. I'd be like, I couldn't believe it. Because it's just like, they just don't sign that. They just don't do that. But I would love to see that.
We'll see. West Ham is next. It's your turn. Go ahead.
So I went with the striker. I think that's kind of their biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Antonio got hurt, but obviously we did see him. He was falling down regardless. Yeah, he was starting to fall off anyway.
Yeah.
Krug has not been doing what he's doing. Danny Ings, I don't know how much he's even played this season. Like, I don't even think people know he's still there.
Honestly, I forgot.
And I don't really like seeing Bowen there. He's a great player, but I kind of on the wing. So I think we'll go for a bigger player that's also falling out of a big team. I think Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani is looking for his way out from PSG. He is a French national team player.
Yep.
Go get his confidence back up. He saw a great season out of him at Frankfurt. He's still really young. Just take a chance on him.
I saw Kolo Muani. I was like, I know he wants to leave, because he's not playing. He's not really playing that well. Like you said, take a chance on him. I thought West Ham could need, because I was like, if any team needs a striker, it's him or Arsenal. So I was like, maybe they could take a chance. But ultimately, I went with another Chelsea player that might be leaving. Casadei can help out in midfield. I thought he did a really good job for Leicester City when he was in championship with them for half a season. Then we recalled him from loan in January and did absolutely nothing with him. We gave him like minutes. Stupid from us. But I feel they could get some help in midfield. Alvarez hasn't had his best season at West Ham. He used to be a lot more defensively solid, but he hasn't been it. And Souček, he's getting older. He's 29 right now. I mean, I like him though. He's just a weird player. I understand how he scores and assists when he's just I feel like he's slow and bulky. I don't know. But I feel like they need some help in midfield, and Casadei's a really good player. And West Ham isn't no top 10 team right now. So it's not like he's going to a top 10 trying to fight for Europe. He's going to be playing for West Ham, trying to help them stay afloat, at least for this season. And last but not least, Wolves.
What do you got?
Honestly, I didn't really know who to get for Wolves. Again, Wolves are not doing so well. They're 18th right now. I believe they're 18th. Yeah, finally won a game. New manager, but I'm stalling because I don't know. I had Ben Godfrey.
Okay.
Maybe they could use his help. He's a little bit older. He can use that experience. I know he's at Atalanta right now, but he was in the Prem for a while. 4 years with Everton?
Yeah.
And he was pretty decent. I feel like maybe they could help him out, or he can help them out at right back. So I know it's not the best take. I don't really have much else to say for Wolves. They're also a really bad team right now. So
yeah, so I like their team. I think Wolves is playing way below standards, really below. Because I like a lot of their players. Guedes, Cunha,
I like him.
Larson. I think they need to sign Larson.
They got Semedo, really good.
But one weakness I see is that right center back. They play Doherty there, and it's like you had Doherty at right wing back, and now you want to play him as center back. And it's like he's worse.
Yeah.
He's not center back. They try Semedo there sometimes. I'm like, nah, I don't like
that's
it.
not what he is.
So I went. We know what they want. Portuguese center back, a team that also plays 3-back. Amorim, Ricardo Quaresma.
Okay.
He right center back and the 3-back.
Yep.
For them, he was young. Whenever he was younger, he was very highly scouted by teams. A lot of teams wanted him. Never really lived up much to the hype of big transfer. He went out on loan. Didn't really live up to it. Came back to Sporting. He found a starting spot, and he's been solid. I wouldn't say he's been the greatest. He's had an error here and there, but he's a warrior. The kid fights. He fights for every ball. Like, there was one play where he has like a god, like his guys, and he's still out there playing. Like, it's like, I find a picture and put it like,
team's not gone.
He just playing through, and everybody's like, what? Like, how's he playing through? Like, it's one hit and he's gonna be hurt, like, bad. I think he's the type of player. He's a warrior.
He's young too. He's 22 still, which is crazy. And like you said, Portuguese connection. They love the Portuguese connection.
And they work out.
Yeah,
they always work out.
Yeah, I agree. He's really good. That's a good shout. But that's all we got. That's the end. This is the end of part 2 of one player every Premier League team needs to sign in order to save their season, or keep it going and fight for the title and whatnot. Good shouts, different players. I'm sure you guys didn't see Mbappe going to Spurs or anything like that. But no, like realistic, not anything like typical ones you see online where they're like, oh yeah, go buy Mbappe or buy what's the dude Sporting guy?
Jokeris.
That's it. Okay, come on. Like I get Arsenal could probably go for him, but not every single player, every single team.
Right, not gonna get him back.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just reasonable takes. But that's it. I'm Pablo.
I'm Sammy.
That was a 90+1, and we'll see you next time. Peace. That was 30 minutes? Crazy. Apparently.